What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be doing an overall market update, taking a look at the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. We're also going to be doing a trading update, talking about what I personally did today in the markets, as well as some stocks and ETFs that I'm watching and looking to trade right now in the middle towards the end here of January in 2020. And as you all read in the title, I want to also discuss some key earnings plays as well as just stocks in general that are reporting earnings here over these next couple of weeks that I for sure am watching, and just breakout stocks in general that I just see a lot of potential in right now. So if you guys enjoyed the video, simply go down below for me and hit that like button. Also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further content from me, and if you want to be further connected with the Strive Smart community, I have a Discord link down below, as well as a Facebook group which will take you to our communities. Join those 100% free of charge, and I guarantee you guys will find value in the community. So let's start here with the S&P 500, which as of now, with 18 minutes left in the market, it is up another 0.7%, up $23.05, and I believe it is literally hitting all-time highs as I'm speaking. It just hit it a couple minutes ago, or really, it was about 10 minutes ago at about 3312.63. Incredible day here for the S&P 500. And you can see just based off this daily chart, most of the move, if not all of it, most of it, I'd say, came in the pre-market session in the gap up from the close yesterday. You guys can see we closed 32.89 yesterday. We gapped up all the way to about 33.02, 33.05. We hovered there for a couple hours. Then now in power hour, it seems like the last hour of the market, we're reaching that next level and yet again hitting an all-time high. So for the S&P 500, beautiful day here. The uptrend is continuing, as you can see on this hourly chart. Gap up, we hit a higher high. So at this point, the RSI is overbought. It's getting to that territory where it's above 70, and we all know when the RSI is getting close to 70, it's getting overbought, and when it's above 70, it's extremely overbought, and when it gets to these levels, it's just ridiculously overbought if it's at 80 or 85, 90, or even off of the chart, right? So the S&P right now, sure, it can go up, but I would expect some sort of just mini pull down like we've seen over these past couple of days here in the next couple of days, whether that happens tomorrow, maybe Monday, and I'm going to be watching the futures on Sunday to get an indication on what could happen, starting on Monday and maybe starting off next week's session of trading or just week of trading, right? So that's kind of a thought there on the S&P. It's getting a bit overheated here, so just keep an eye on that potential pull down. If we go to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you guys can see it is currently up 241 points, up 0.83%. And just like the S&P, this one's hitting all-time highs as I'm recording this video. It just hit an all-time high at $29,271.93, which is insane. Most of the move came pre-market here. We consolidated for the whole day. Now, power hour, we are rallying the next leg up, again, hitting an all-time high. And if we pull out to that hourly chart, we can see uptrend has been completed here, higher high. Now RSI is getting overheated on the hourly chart. We may see some consolidation, maybe even a pull down back to that 50 SMA here in these next couple of days. So overall, Dow, S&P's looking very, very strong. NASDAQ right now is up 0.69%, up $62.50, and it is at a fresh all-time high at $9,123.25. This is just insane, guys. We're actually hitting all-time highs as we're speaking. New one is being hit right now, 9124.75. So NASDAQ is crushing it on the hourly chart. The higher high was hit today. Maybe on this NASDAQ chart, we pulled down, maybe down to about the 90-60 level, which would be the 50 SMA support on this hourly chart. But to be honest, this shows maybe a little bit more potential than the S&P and the Dow, because you can see the RSI is not as overbought, right? If we go back to that Dow, it's more overbought on the hourly chart, and so is the S&P, right? So the NASDAQ, I think, might run a little bit more before retracing, maybe back down to about 9,100. So we'll see what ends up happening and if that ends up panning out. So overall, that's kind of what the markets are looking like today. Fantastic day there. Many stocks were in the green. Some were actually surprisingly red. We'll take a look at some of those here in today's video. But overall, fantastic day. Now, I want to know what you guys have to think down below in the comment section. So drop a comment down below, thoughts on the market, individual stocks, earnings plays, whatever you guys have to say, just drop it down below in the comments and I'll interact with you all. I love talking to you guys in the comment section. So let's talk about what I did, guys, and I bought back in to Beyond Meat today, ticker symbol BYND, and I actually ended up buying in because of this technical break that I saw on the 5-day 5-minute. So notice here, ever since we pulled down from 135 on Beyond Meat all the way down to about 105, which is a level that I've been personally watching for Beyond Meat to hold due to it being a longer term support. You know, ever since we did that, we were pretty much trending below those moving averages. You guys saw them, right? The 50 and the 180 SMA, right? And in this morning's action, we actually woke up pre-market with a massive gap up from about, what was it, 104 up to about nearly $110. And then heading into the market open today, we were actually rallying and breaking out of this 5-day 5-minute downtrend, and we hit about $115, almost $115 per share. Then from there, we actually ended up pulling all the way back down to about 107, and if we go to that 1-day 1-minute, you'll be able to see this 107. Then we started to pop back up, we pulled down yet again, and this is actually where I just bought a little bit of Beyond Meat at about, what was it, like 109. I believe it was around 109.10, maybe 109.05, right around this range is where I decided to buy a little bit. And again, it's because of the overall break of this trend and the fact that we held that level as a support, right? And you guys can see here, a couple hours after, we're skyrocketing, not skyrocketing, that's the wrong word to use here, we're popping up from that level. This is a good sign. It's kind of a cup, and it seems like the way we're going to close here in about 10 minutes, it's going to be a nice bullish close based on what ends up happening due to it being at a higher low from the previous and from the pre-market session today as well. So Beyond Meat, I'm in. I'm back in around 108, 109, and I'm holding an initial small position that I do end up wanting to, want to buy more of here. That's the goal. That's the end goal here for Beyond Meat. And ultimately, I want to sell back at around 125-ish, 130, maybe 135. That's kind of where I want to scale back out of Beyond Meat. So I'm kind of playing it here in this horizontal pattern channel, this little range, or at least that's kind of how I want to play it. And on the flip side, if we break 105 again, that's probably where I'll cut my losses yet again, like I did yesterday in my Beyond Meat trade. So other than that, I didn't really do anything. Some other swings that I'm holding, you guys know that I'm in Tesla. I bought in at about $480 per share on Friday. I rode the whole wave up, did not take any profits. Now we actually sold off a ton from there. I did not do anything. I actually didn't even add any more. I was tempted, I'll be honest, but I didn't add anymore. But you can see on the 20-hour chart, not the 20-hour chart, the 20-day 1-hour chart, it's continuing its uptrend here, so this is good. So for me, I held through the big peak, this big rally. I should have taken profits here, in hindsight's 2020, but looking back, I should have taken profits then re-entered today, but that's not how it played out, and I'm just simply holding here, and I do feel comfortable that Tesla will get back up to this level due to the hype, due to the momentum around the stock to the upside that we're experiencing right now, at least in the short term. And as of now, Tesla, although it is down 1%, I'm excited and I'm happy with the price action of today due to it holding the uptrend on the hourly chart, due to us, getting back into the 490s, being a bit scary, right? And due to us holding that level and rallying back up and actually breaking out on this 5-day, 5-minute, these are all good signs for me and in terms of holding Tesla here overnight. So Tesla, Beyond Meat, those are two that I'm involved with right now. Uber is another one that was actually red, ticker symbol UBER, or was last time I checked, looked at it. Yup, it's still red right now, down 26 cents, down 0.75%. And this is one that I'm up, I believe, a little bit on the position, but really the growth that I want out of the position hasn't quite come yet, right? I've been building it over the past couple of days. I believe it's been about a week or two now. I actually had some from a couple weeks ago where I profited on them. I told you guys about that, and I've been re-entering into the Uber shares here, and since I've been re-entering a bit heavier, it's just been flat, right? And I'm just waiting for the pop on these up to about 36, and I believe if we break 36, that could be a very big breakout zone for Uber, where we may be going up to the 40s, maybe low 40s, maybe high 30s, and that's another zone that we could end up trading on this bullish momentum that we're seeing here on Uber. So those are kind of the main ones that I'm involved with right now. Drop a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about my swing trades. Am I going to make money on these in your opinion? Will I lose money? Be completely honest. I'd love to know. And also share, what are you looking at? What are you trading? And just, share with that. Put options, call options, you're shorting this, going long on that. I'd love to know what you guys have to think. So now let's talk about a bunch of stocks here that I'm watching and a couple notable ones that did very well today. Starting off here with ticker symbol MS, guys, Morgan Stanley. And when I talked about bank stocks, I think it was 2-3 days ago, I don't think I mentioned this one. I completely missed Morgan Stanley because I covered a couple earnings for bank stocks. We talked about Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, what's the other one? Wells Fargo, and we didn't mention MS, but that's okay. But today, MS ended up going up 6.7%. It's up 6.7% as of right now, up $3.60. They absolutely destroyed earnings. Let me see if I could pull up the live news tab and see exactly what they did end up reporting. Okay, here we go. Banking revenue came in at $1.58 billion versus the $1.42 billion. No, that's investment banking revenue, that is. So that's not all of the revenue. But either way, they crushed. I think here it is. Okay. Q4 revenue $10.86 billion versus $8.55 billion a year ago, so that shows the growth there. But either way, it doesn't matter if we get the exact numbers or not here. All you guys have to know is they destroyed earnings. The stock's up 7% here, and that's a pretty good sign, right? That's a pretty good sign just for, I feel like, banking stocks in general. And so now, although this is overbought, it could be a nice play on a little pullback, right? You guys can see we are seeing a pullback as of right now. We peaked at about 57.37. That's about $1 higher than where we are now. If we get a pull down on this, it could be a nice play. Maybe we enter $55, $55.50, $56, and it could also carry over momentum to other banking plays like one we talked about yesterday, which is Bank of America. They reported earnings yesterday. Let me pull up the earnings very quickly. I have them here for you guys. 74 cents versus 68 cents expected versus, that's a pretty good beat there in EPS. And revenue came in at $22.3 billion versus $22 billion. So they beat there, but I believe their net income year over year wasn't that good. It was actually red year over year, which is why this stock probably ended up dumping, but either way, it seems like it's holding 34.60, 34.70 here heading into the close, which is this support level that you guys are seeing on the 4-hour chart based on these past couple of weeks of trading. So I believe, yeah, there could be some momentum that comes in here from about 34.80, maybe up to about 36 bucks. That could be a tradable move there for Bank of America of about 2.7 to about 3%. So I'm definitely interested in Bank of America and the momentum here in MS Morgan Stanley. Another stock here is going to be NIO, guys. This is one that we got some news yesterday that an automaker, I believe it was GAC, they're looking to fund $1 billion, finance $1 billion into NIO here. And today, NIO's up not much, 1.75% to be exact, up 7 cents. But you guys can see the big move came yesterday on this rumor of the financing of $1 billion. You guys can see, the stock went from 380 up to about 450. That was a move of nearly 18%. And as of right now, this rumor is just a rumor. No one has come out and denied it. No one's come out and, accepted it, or not accepted it. Approved it, right? It's just up in the air. And I believe once if NIO comes out and says, yes, we got the funding secured, I believe, yes, this stock will pop 450, above 450, $5. I believe it could even get to 550, $6 here, at least in the short term. We're talking within a month or two here. Just realize, because, this stock, it's a cash-strapped company. This company is a cash-strapped company, not the stock, and that affects the stock's price, right? And when somebody's looking at investing in a company like this, they're going to be faced with a lot of risk, because you're investing in a company that at the end of the day, they can go bankrupt because they don't have enough cash on the balance sheet. And NIO has come out and said that they've been close. They've been a couple of weeks away from going bankrupt in the past. So this big funding, coming in, what does that do? That's going to bring some more security to people that have maybe not invested in NIO quite yet, and then bring them in. And then ultimately, it's going to bring more people and just more volume, more momentum, in my opinion at least. And that's why the stock should pump to at least $5, $5.50, maybe even $6 again, like I said. So this is one to just keep in the back of your pocket. Just watch for this news, especially around the funding. Definitely could be a breakout here. Another one is SQ. SQ is Square, guys. Square Inc. It's been actually doing quite well recently. Haven't talked about it too much on the channel, but over the past couple of weeks, 2 weeks to be exact, this stock's gone from $66 up to about $70, and now it seems like we're facing the resistance at around 70 to about $71. And you guys can see, if I zoom in on this 5-day, 5-minute, we actually gapped up there, I believe, after market hours yesterday, and we actually tested it pre-market today, but ultimately we sold off all the way down to about $69. And what does that tell me? Well, that tells me that we got rejected by that resistance, point blank and simple. But the fact that on the hourly chart we're holding this uptrend, this could open up a nice entry either right now, but me personally, I'm waiting until tomorrow, or it could just be tomorrow, a nice entry point here on Square, where we can maybe get in at $69.75, maybe $70, and then ride it back up to around $71.50, which could be a nice move of around 1.5 to about 1.7% here. So another one that I'm watching here, guys, is ticker symbol CGC, also known as Canopy Growth Company. And this is one that has had a ridiculous rally here over the past just 2-3 weeks. Take a look at this. The stock's price back in the end of December of 2019, it was at $18.50, guys. Fast forward 2 weeks, it almost hit 26 bucks. And what do you see? Something very similar here to Square, ticker symbol SQ, that we're actually getting rejected by a longer term resistance here. And that resistance is at about $24, or really actually $25. And we're actually pulling down on this hourly chart, and we're holding that 50 SMA. So this is kind of exactly the way Square is setting up. Let me pull up Square again so you guys can see it. Take a look at that. It's the same setup, right? Square, and go back to CGC. You can see it's the same thing. So the way I want to look at this is, do we hold this point that we're at right now heading into tomorrow's session? Do we rally back up here, or does this little 60-cent sell-off, 2.4% that we saw today, is this going to continue and maybe get us back down to about $23, which at the end of the day could also be an entry point? So that's kind of where I'm at with CGC and why I didn't jump in quite yet, because we didn't see the full-on pop here and the confirmation that we want to see before entering into a position. So that is very similar to Square. Another one that I want to talk about here is Pinterest, ticker symbol PINS, and this is one that I feel like a lot of people have been commenting in the videos, in the comment section, they've been talking about it in the Discord group chat. So I figured, why not talk about it on the channel? So today was actually a very good day for Pinterest, up $1.19 here, up 5.47%. And over this long-term chart, this 4-hour chart, and mind you, Pinterest did IPO in 2019. Am I wrong about that? I believe they did. It was definitely a 2019 IPO stock. Let me just double check that. Yup, it definitely was. So they IPO'd, and you guys can see, just like a lot of these IPO stocks in 2019, I feel like Lyft did the same thing, Uber, Beyond Meat went through it as well. This stock saw a big beating from $37 down to 17 bucks. Moving averages all were acting as resistance levels. We got the bearish cross here, 50 SMA cross below that 180 SMA, and we were just hitting lower lows, and just getting battered day after day after day. But now we finally found that $18 level of support, or that's what the level is that it ended up finding due to it being a fresh IPO. We didn't have any other levels to look at, so whichever level it bottomed out at, that's obviously the support level for the time being, right? And ever since we did hit that level, now we're finally breaking up and hitting the $20 ranges. And now, that's pushing a lot of momentum into the stock. As you can see, volume's been kicking in ever since we've been seeing this technical break, and we're actually getting now a bullish cross, which is when the 50 SMA crosses above the 180 SMA. And really, whenever a smaller time frame moving average crosses above a larger time frame moving average, that's usually a bullish move. So this is one worth watching. Would I get into it now? No. It's overbought in my opinion. I'd wait for some sort of correction, but overall I like the direction of the trend on the 4-hour chart, but I just need to see a little cool off here. Maybe a pull down into the 21 level, mid 21 level, 2150. That's where I'd consider it, but until we got there, I'm not really looking to get into Pinterest right now. It's a little bit overheated. That's just my personal opinion. So another one here that a lot of people have been asking me about is ticker symbol TWLO, and I think this is similar to Pinterest, the pattern that is, where it was downtrending, battered up from 150 down to about 86 bucks, and now recently it's been breaking up. And I actually think this opens up a better opportunity as of right now than Pinterest, due to it actually already hitting its overbought point in the pattern, getting the RSI very overheated, and it's already experienced the pull down. So for me now, I just need to see and wait to see if it ends up holding 116, 117, which happens to be the support that it's at right now. And you can see this was actually a level that was a resistance back in the middle of September, and it was also a resistance back in the middle of October. So it's key for it to hold this, and I need to see that before I end up entering into TWLO. And you can see, based on today's pattern, another little worrisome thing here on the short term, talking short term here, we're seeing a little bit of a head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head here, 123. Again, we got hit by that resistance, and now we're seeing a right shoulder. The bullish thing here would have been if we broke out of the 180 SMA on this 5-day, 5-minute, but we didn't, which is why I'm still worried now that we dumped down to about 117, which again could be an entry point, but from there, we could also just continue going down. We got to just wait and see, in my personal opinion. So for TWLO, I love the momentum, but I'm just being patient here. Probably wait a couple days to see how things end up shaking out. But the time frame I'm most likely going to be keying on here is this one, because let's say tomorrow we do get this. That could be an entry point tomorrow. This could happen the next day, but let's say we just sell off, maybe consolidate a little bit, and that never comes. I'll probably not buy tomorrow, if that makes any sense. So overall, guys, those are some stocks that I'm watching. Now, rapid fire, let's talk about earnings plays to watch here over the next couple of days and weeks. So Facebook, big tech names mostly is what we're going to talk about, guys. Facebook's one. They're reporting earnings on the 29th. Another one is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. They are reporting earnings on, the 28th of this month. The next one is Tesla. We already talked about Tesla, but they're also reporting earnings here on the 29th of January. I'm not too sure if that's confirmed quite yet, but they are scheduled as of right now for that day. And Microsoft is another massive company to watch out for. They're reporting earnings towards the end of this month on the 29th of January. And the last one here that I have on my list, Netflix, ticker symbol NFLX. So strap up, guys. They're actually on the 21st of January, and just get ready for these earnings. They're going to be crazy, and most likely if these companies crush earnings, if they beat estimates and they raise their guidance looking outwards, this could raise the markets in general, and stocks could continue roaring. So it's important, in my opinion, at least my opinion here, to watch large cap stocks and where they guide in terms of their management and how they do in terms of their earnings every single quarter. And that's what I personally do, and I know a bunch of you guys do that out there as well. So overall, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to go down below, hit that like button. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see further content for me. And if you haven't quite yet gotten your 2 free stocks from Webull, I have an affiliate link down below where if you deposit $100 using my link, you actually get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400, no strings attached, and it actually helps support the channel and all the free content that I'm putting out here for you guys on YouTube. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it again. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for the support as always. Peace out.